Good morning, afternoon, or evening, everyone. Today I'm going to be covering the Tier 10 American Cruiser for Tech Trials, the Des Moines. For the ship build I'll be running for this video is this. Feel free to pause the video to just take a look at it in general. I am running the Halsey. But yeah, so why am I covering Des Moines today? This is, funnily enough, my 1000th game in Des Moines. So I don't know if you guys were watching the stream around 2 days ago, because I've been streaming a bit more regularly recently. Link in the description for the Twitch channel. But I was really close to getting 1000 games in the Des Moines. So we ended up just playing a few Des Moines games and just going right over to it. And this was our 1000. This is the 1000th game in the Des Moines. Now, this isn't my most played ship on my account. That title goes to the Hindenburg at 1300 something games. But the Des Moines is second place here at 1000 games now. So I have a 1000 games in the Des Moines. But before we get into talking about the Des Moines in general, please feel free to subscribe to the channel, because I would greatly appreciate it a lot, and it does help out the channel quite a lot, and it also lets you know when I do upload videos. So if you have been enjoying the content recently, do please leave your support through a subscription, because it is free to the channel. So thank you so much for those of you who choose to subscribe, and let's continue into the Des Moines game. And here we are. You see me popping that radar at the Chimakazi. That's because I was spotted. In general, the Des Moines, playstyle wise, now I had probably a few better games to feature in terms of playstyle, maybe potentially. But I think this one should cover it pretty well. We tend to sit behind rocks with Des Moines. Not always, but sometimes, at least when you have rocks you can shoot over, we're going to just try to use them as best as possible. In this case, we also have a smoke screen in front of us, keeping us dark. These are kind of things you want to try to make use of, is your teammates, utilities, and also rocks in the match. Now, you could also use open water, especially with the build I'm running. I'm sure you noticed I'm running the unique upgrade for the Des Moines. You can actually end up just opening watering a bit, but you also have to be a bit careful depending on what ships you're fighting against, because if it's a ship that overmatches you, you are going to get smashed regardless if you're in the open or well, if you're trying to dodge with the unique upgrade or not. Now, the Des Moines, what does it have? It has a 9 203mm guns with a 5.5 second reload with this build. I say with this build because if you do take the reload mod, you get a reload buff, of course, I think down to 4.9 or 5.0 seconds, which is quite good. But with this build, what is the whole point of the unique upgrade? It's to get this improved acceleration and slightly improved reverse speed, I believe. Now, it's not as good as when the unique upgrade actually initially released, of course. I'm not sure if any of you remember. I'm not sure if any of you have been playing the game that long. Probably you have. When the Des Moines came out, well, the unique upgrade for Des Moines came out. The unique upgrade was kind of cracked. You could accelerate to full speed incredibly fast. You kind of dodge almost everything. It was really fun to play, to be honest, but it kind of needed a nerf, and it did get nerfed, and here it is now, where it only improves that super acceleration up to a certain amount of speed, and then your acceleration over that is kind of more normalized, back to normal. So it gives you that slight initial boost, but not as much as it used to be before, regardless. Before, it was similar to like something like original French cruisers, where the acceleration was insane. You'll see me this match using these rocks to farm over islands. Fairly simple, to be honest. Nothing too technical. Using HE to try to get fires. We see this Montana just DCP'd. We're going to try to light a permanent fire by just shooting some HE on it. By the way, in general, guys, what do you guys think of the Des Moines? Personally, of course, it's one of my favorite ships in the game. I think it's probably up there with Hindenburg. So Hindenburg, maybe. Des Moines and Kleber are up there for top 3 for sure for me. In terms of favorite, not best, in terms of favorite ships in general. I'm wondering what you guys think of the Des Moines. Is it too old for you guys now? Or since the ship is quite old now since release, right? But what else does the Des Moines get except for a quick reload? It also gets improved AP angles, which is really nice. And it also gets radar and hydro combination, 10-kilometer radar. And it also gets heals, of course. A tier 10 cruiser gets heals. Yes, it does. But overall, a pretty good ship. I really can't talk much about the playstyle this match because, well, I mean, you'll see. I'm just behind this rock. There really isn't much to say. What is there to say behind this rock? Except I'm trying to arc over the rock. The reason I'm sitting behind the rock is if I sit in the open, I'm going to take big damage. And I don't want to take big damage because I want to minimize my damage intake and maximize my damage output, guys. And realistically, almost every Des Moines game I played this day when I was playing for my 1000 Des Moines game, it was kind of like games like where I can actually sit behind rocks no matter what games they were. And either sitting behind rocks or holding around the corner waiting for the enemy team to push around me. Now, of course, it's not going to work when you have 457mm gun battleships. I say that because they're going to overmatch your, not just your nose, but they're also going to overmatch your middle section. And you're kind of just going to probably just die. Also, look at this Annapolis' HP pool here to Hayati Torps. Boom. See ya. This Hayati lives, by the way, which is awesome because it's going to help us out a lot. You see I'm up to 145,000 damage almost. 7 fires with her already. Don't underestimate the HE on Des Moines. I understand it has improved AP angles. And you should totally use the AP. The AP is incredible. And I do have other replays on my channel where I use a lot of heavy, like a lot of AP on the Des Moines, for example. In this game, though, in particular, we were fighting angled battleships. In that case, I'm going to just tend to use more HE against those things, especially when they DCP, we're going to try to light those permanent fires. You'll see me pushing up a bit here. I know the Shimakaze is in front of me. I'm trying to bow in and just wait for the Shima. You see me showing pretty much full broadside to these battleships. The reason, by the way, I'm so greedy here is because there's a Shima in front of me. I'm a bit panic mode. I don't want to get torped. He has one set remaining. We see that one set coming in now, which gives me a bit more ability to, well, one, I know where he is now. He's to my left-hand side. And two, he has no torps remaining because he just used 3 sets. So I can kind of just chill out and wait for my radar to reload. I'm going to instantly spam it. Well, maybe not instantly. I'm going to try to go dark first. If I can't go dark, though, I'm going to try to weigh my options. Should I try to radar the Shimakaze? I weighed my option. I said yes. There's a Shimakaze right in front of me. We're going to go and engage it. Here it is. 2.9k HP. Instant kill there. You see I have the fireworks enabled on my Des Moines, which makes for a pretty toxic combination with the fast reloads. You end up getting quite a lot of kills in Des Moines, so every time you get a kill, you get some fireworks, which is kind of awesome. Actually, I do like that kill effect, so I'm happy I put it on my Des Moines. So now you see this Marseille coming in, and I mean, whilst Marseille is quite a good ship, against the Des Moines at these ranges, it really doesn't fare that well. Especially since I'm hiding again behind rocks. Pretty invisible, just kind of dishing out damage quite easily. And overall chilling. The Des Moines gameplay overall is chill. Now sometimes if you're going to be fighting ships that do overmatch you everywhere, you're gonna have a pretty hard time. And mind you, I mean, it is what it is. Even I get matchmaking in Des Moines where I'm gonna get a game where, for example, it's like 60, 70, 80k damage potentially maybe. But most of the time, of course, it's over 100k. I mean, that's what you should be expecting in Des Moines regardless. And what's nice about the Des Moines is you have that utility, that radar, that hydro. It allows you to push destroyers away from you. Okay, I just want to mention this. This Hayati is a legend. He smoked me up here. I didn't ask him to come for me. I did ask him to pop the smoke here because I knew it would have been a huge advantage for us because I can push out on the Sherman without getting battleship crossfired. It's a huge play. I mean, thank you to the Hayati. I did compliment him. I'm not sure after the game or not, but I did type +1. I definitely did compliment him for sure. And he played extremely well. So, the Marseille, 30k HP. I'm gonna chill out, farm and smoke. Thank you to the Hayati once again. Allows me to just smash this Marseille for free. And hopefully, well, you'll see. We were kind of losing the game. Now the game is almost on full recovery mode. We're definitely winning at this point. There's only a few battleships left, plus the Marseille. And the Marseille is getting, I mean, smashed by Smoke Des Moines right now. And yeah, that AP, as you can see, 5k damage. And that's with a lot of overpens. If you get full pens, you're bound to get 8, 9k damage. And I don't even have heavy AP. So if you're on heavy AP, you can totally get even better damage salvos. You can also probably just remove Survivability Expert and take Heavy AP on the Des Moines. I just like having Survivability Expert because it gives you some more options, maybe with the with the HP. Sometimes I'm living, for example, on 1k per game. Like 1k, I'm still alive, and you know, maybe we need the just the life. You know, there are situations like that, very rarely, but there are situations like that, and I like having the extra HP as an option. Now, does that mean the extra damage from the AP isn't going to help you? No, it's going to help you. You're going to kill targets faster. You can probably preserve HP as well by just killing targets faster. But I personally like having the Survivability Expert on my Des Moines. That's realistically almost pretty much it for this game in Des Moines. The only thing we can try to farm is this Montana. Unfortunately, the Tai Hong left to the B cap, so he's avoiding me. By the way, I am recording this video quite late, so if I sound a bit different in this video, that's kind of the reason. I'm also recording it after the stream is done, so I've already streamed for 5 hours today, and pretty much I'm recording this video right after, so maybe that's why my voice sounds a bit tired. And also, I mean, it is late night at this point, so... But yeah, that's the reason, so don't worry or anything. But that's pretty much the game. 234k damage. For personal score, we ended up doing 234,489 damage, 3 kills, 1 assisted in destruction, 4 incapacitations, 10 fires, 1 spotted ribbon, 247 shell hits, 2 defended ribbons, witherer, and high caliber. For team score, we got top of our team at 2.3k base XP. Not an E, unfortunately, but we actually did get 2 E's in Des Moines before this when we were trying to get to 1,000 games, which is really nice. But I chose to feature my 1000 game because it is thematic, right? I mean, it is my 1000th game in Des Moines, so I'm pretty happy it was an over 200k game. For detailed report, we ended up getting 88k on the Marseille, 11k on the Sherman, 5k on the Shima, 100,000 damage on the Montana, and 27k on the Tai Hong. And as you can see, damage distribution is pretty even from HE, AP, and fires, but as you can see, HE plus fires was a huge damage boost this game. Unfortunately, even though I kind of wanted 300k from the Tai Hong at the end, he kind of ran away, but I don't believe we would have had enough time to farm him down fully. So yeah, that's his credits and XP. For my commander build for the Des Moines, running William F. Halsey Jr., we've got Grease the Gears, Gun Feeder, Priority Target, Superintendent, Survivability Expert, Concealment Expert, Adrenaline Rush, and Top Grade Gunner. For my equipment, I'm running Unique Upgrade, Concealment System Mod 1, Prop Mod 1, Aiming System Mod 1, Surveillance Radar Mod 1, and Main Armaments Mod 1. You can totally choose to run Range Mod or Reload Mod. Personally, I prefer the Reload Mod, if not the Unique Upgrade, but overall you can kind of just pick anything except for the secondary buff. Don't pick that one. For the armor layout for the Des Moines, we've got 27mm nose armor, 30mm deck and side armor, and 30mm aft armor. For the Citadel, as you can see, above the water, pretty easy to hit, so you need to be extremely cautious with the Des Moines, especially when you play it. That's why you're kind of trying to use islands as best as possible, or maybe even teammate smoke screens whenever you have the chance, I guess. For ship characteristics, we've got 57,900 HP with a 7% torpedo protection damage reduction, 9 203mm guns with 5.5 second reload, a 15.8 kilometer gun range, and that super heavy American AP with 5k damage alpha and 2.8k on HE, 16% fire chance, 34mm of pen, and 5k on the AP. For maneuverability, we've got 34.7 knots of top speed with a 770 meter turning circle radius, 6.9 seconds, and for concealment, 10.9 kilometers, making it quite decent. We also get that 10 kilometer radar and hydro. You also get the ability to run spotter plane or fighter plane if you're playing for fun. But personally, I recommend going for the radar and hydro combination and not DFA and the rest, actually. But it's up to you if you want to take DFA or not. Personally, I prefer the hydro. Now, where do you find the Des Moines? Before we do that, let's take a look at the exterior camouflage for the Des Moines. We've got quite a large selection here, which is awesome. So we're going to just turn those all on. So we got the stock well, the normal permanent camouflage, which looks really good on the Des Moines, which I believe is a historical style camouflage. I'm not sure if Des Moines actually had this camouflage in real life, because it is a real ship at the end of the day. But kindly confirm maybe in the comments below, because I'm not so sure. The alternate, which I don't think it used in real life. And then we have the space one, which it definitely didn't use in real life. The white one, the bionic, which looks pretty decent actually. Then we have the freedom camouflage, which I don't think it used in real life as well, but also looks pretty thematic and cool. And then we've got the galaxy, which to me looks really good. I know a lot of people do not like this one, but it's one of the OG space camos. I still think it looks pretty good in the game. It's one of the only space camos that I actually purchased myself in the game back then. But personally, I actually just turned it off by going into custom ships entertainment off, and then special ships space off, and I just used the normal permanent camouflage as you saw that game. So it kind of gets both camos with the galaxy camo there. You just can't switch to the inverted standard camo. For where you find the Des Moines, it's available in the tech tree, of course, for the American heavy cruiser line at tier 10, which leads at the end of the day to Annapolis after the Des Moines. But this is the Des Moines at tier 10, so you'll have to grind through Buffalo, Baltimore, New Orleans, and Pensacola, Omaha, Phoenix, St. Louis, sorry, Chester, and Erie. You have to grind through all of those to get to Des Moines. But again, Des Moines is probably really cool and worth it, so it's pretty fun. For my statistics in Des Moines, bear in mind, when I got Des Moines, I wasn't that good at the game. I was actually a yellow player back then. So my average damage isn't actually that high in Des Moines, so bear that in mind before I show you. But overall, we played quite a lot of games in it regardless, so I'm pretty happy. So here you go, 1,000 games in the Des Moines, 70% win rate here. Only 120k damage in it, but still overall a nice round number there, 1,000 games. So that's awesome. Honorable mentions, of course, to Hindenburg. Let's go take a look at it, which I actually got first. I believe I got a Hindenburg before I ended up getting Des Moines, actually. But I don't know if we're going to be able to find it, because we do have to scroll manually and try to find it manually here. Here it is. Hindenburg, also 70% win rate, but 1,383 games in that Hindenburg. Going back down to Des Moines here. Again, 1,000 games. That was my 1,000th game in Des Moines. I hope you had fun watching my 1,000 game in Des Moines, guys, and hopefully we'll get some more fun games in the Des Moines. I mean, of course, I'm gonna keep playing it. I'm not gonna just stop at 1,000 games and stop, but I'm happy that I reached such a cool milestone, I guess, in this ship. But otherwise, I hope you enjoy. Oh, what do I think of the ship? Should you get it? For those of you who don't have Des Moines, you should definitely get the Des Moines. It's available for free. It's one of the oldest ships in the game, and it still can be a lot of fun, even though it does get overmatched by a lot of ships nowadays. Using it behind islands allows you to play very, well, a bit restrictive actually, but overall, you can still lob shells over islands, and you can still use teammate smoke screens when you can. You can still play the game, and you can fight cruisers, and you can smash them, and whatever it may be. And you also have that additional nice thing, which is the radar, the 10-kilometer radar. So overall, a pretty good ship that I definitely recommend people get, even though it may not be as good as, well, when it came out, right? Or at least when it got its radar initially. But that's pretty much it for this video in the Des Moines, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Please let me know what ship you want me to feature in the next video. And I appreciate all the support recently, be it on Twitch and YouTube. But if you aren't subscribed to this YouTube channel, I would greatly appreciate a subscription to the channel, as it does help out the channel growth a lot. And of course, like the video if you can. And of course, maybe even potentially just share the video to your friends, as it also helps the channel growth. If not, as well, there's also the Discord and the Twitch available if you want to follow those or join those. But that's pretty much it, and I'll see you in the next one. Big fan!